Most people think they're tired because they're working too hard. But here's what nobody tells you. Your brain can become exhausted even when you've done almost nothing all day. You wake up tired. You scroll for hours. You overthink simple conversations. You keep replaying fake scenarios in your head. You want to improve your life, but your mind feels heavy, foggy, disconnected, and eventually, you start blaming yourself. You think maybe you're lazy. Maybe your discipline is broken. Maybe everyone else is mentally stronger than you. But the real problem is something most people never realize. Your brain was never designed to handle this much stimulation, this much comparison, this many decisions, all at the same time. And this changes everything, because once you understand why your brain feels overwhelmed, you stop fighting yourself, and you finally learn how to think clearly again. The biggest lies people believe is this: if I can't focus, I must be lazy. But most people are not lazy. They're overstimulated. Your nervous system is overloaded. Think about your average day. Your brain wakes up and immediately gets hit with notifications, music, short videos, stress, social comparison, future anxiety, unanswered messages, pressure to succeed, fear of failure, and your dopamine system never gets a moment to breathe. So your brain stays in survival mode, and survival mode destroys clear thinking. This is why mentally exhausted people often procrastinate. Not because they don't care, but because the brain avoids what feels emotionally heavy. Your nervous system starts associating difficult tasks with stress. So, instead of taking action, you escape, scrolling, daydreaming, overthinking, avoiding, and the scary part is, the more overstimulated you become, the harder it becomes to hear your real thoughts. You stop feeling grounded. You stop feeling present. You stop trusting yourself. The trap hidden inside overthinking. Overthinking is not intelligence. Most of the time, it's emotional fear disguised as problem solving. Your brain thinks, if I think about this long enough, maybe I can avoid pain. So you replay conversations. You imagine worst-case scenarios. You mentally simulate every possible future. But here's the problem. The human brain has limited working memory, which means, when you try solving 10 emotional problems at once, your brain crashes. You confuse yourself, and then you mistake confusion for complexity. But clarity usually comes from simplification, not more thinking. This is why calm people often make better decisions. Not because they're smarter, but because their nervous system is regulated enough to focus on one thing at a time. And honestly, that's a superpower now. In a world where everybody reacts emotionally, the person who stays calm becomes powerful. What your nervous system is secretly learning. Most people are trying to change their life without realizing their brain learns from repetition, not motivation. Repetition. Every time you panic, your brain learns panic. Every time you avoid discomfort, your brain learns avoidance. Every time you instantly grab your phone when feeling lonely, your brain learns dependency. But the opposite is also true. Every time you pause before reacting, your brain learns safety. Every time you sit with discomfort without escaping, your brain becomes stronger. Every time you keep one small promise to yourself, your identity changes. This is why confidence is trained, not born. Quiet confidence comes from evidence. Evidence that you can handle life without collapsing emotionally. And the strongest people are usually not the loudest. They speak slower. They react less. They don't chase validation from everyone, because calmness itself becomes their power. Small habits that calm the brain. So how do you actually recover mental clarity? Not theoretically, practically. First, reduce input. Your brain cannot heal in constant noise. Take small moments without stimulation. One silent walk. One meal without your phone. 1 hour without social media. That alone starts calming the nervous system. Second, stop solving your entire life at once. Your brain gets overwhelmed when everything feels urgent. Instead, ask, what is the next important step? Not the whole future, just the next step. Your brain feels safer when problems become smaller. Third, learn to think on paper. This changes everything, because thoughts inside the head feel infinite, but thoughts on paper become visible, organized, manageable. When you journal your fears, your brain stops carrying all of them at once. You create mental space again, and slowly, clarity returns. The moment your identity starts changing. Here's the deeper truth. Most people don't actually hate themselves. They're just exhausted from constantly fighting their own mind. And after years of emotional overload, they stop believing they can change. But your brain is adaptable. Your nervous system can learn peace. Your mind can learn focus again. You are not permanently broken. You are trained by repetition, which means you can retrain yourself too. one calmer response, one disciplined choice, one uncomfortable conversation, one walk instead of scrolling, one deep breath before reacting. That is how identity changes, not through one massive transformation, but through small repeated evidence. And eventually, the version of you that once felt impossible starts feeling natural. Calm becomes your default, discipline becomes lighter, confidence becomes quieter, and your mind finally feels like a safe place to live in. Stop feeding the chaos. Most people spend years trying to force themselves to become stronger, while completely ignoring the state of their nervous system. But real self-improvement is not self-destruction. It's self-regulation. It's learning how to stay grounded in a world designed to overstimulate you. And the beautiful thing is, you do not need to fix your entire life tonight. You just need to stop feeding the chaos. Your brain is listening to everything you repeatedly do, so teach it calm, teach it consistency, teach it safety, because the person you want to become is not built through intensity. They're built through repeated small choices, and slowly, your mind stops feeling like a battlefield and starts feeling like home. Now go prove it to yourself. For mental growth, please subscribe to the Improve Life.